making original content is hard. That's why nowadays, most creators have other creators make all the content for them. You're welcome. I see you. That's right, folks. Reaction channels are some of the fastest growing on YouTube because they are some of the easiest content to pump out. And that's why today, I'm going to be counting down the top 10 reaction channels. At number 10, we have Jinx. Yeah, I know. That's a name you probably haven't heard in a while. We're really bringing it back, aren't we? Well, I actually quite like Jinx. Yeah, well, abandon all. Look what else here. Yeah, that's because he stole all of those videos. You see, that's the thing. Reaction channels require so much effort. I mean, sitting down doing nothing for 20 minutes and my age, I can't make the best now. You know, I know this is a hard concept for you to understand, but you're actually supposed to create content. And no, subtle facial movements don't count. I think you're just jealous. Goodbye. Don't watch too much Jinx content. At number 9, we have Twitch streamers XQC and AssSolid. That's right, we have a tie, because these two creators basically do the exact same thing. They essentially have streams that last as long as possible, and during the process, they react to videos and put very little effort into their reactions. Sometimes they're not even present. Sometimes they'll go minutes without saying anything. But the real problem is when these creators take these reactions and upload them to YouTube. These videos have no reason to exist, they add nothing to the actual experience, and they give people no reason to actually check out the original creator's video. At number 8, we have a reactor that proves that women can be just as bad as reactions as well. She typically has the same old face to every thumbnail and has an absurd amount of subscribers. That's right, I'm talking about AssSolid. I'll give credit where credit is due. AssSolid tends to actually credit the original creators to the videos. This is a step above some other reaction streamers. Good job. You did the bare minimum. At number 7, we don't have any one particular YouTube channel. Instead, we have a genre of reaction videos, and I'll explain what I mean by this. At number 7, we have the phenomenon of Dr. Phil reaction videos. You see, back a few years ago, these were all the rage. Reacted to some cringy kid acting spoiled and bratty, and you were bound to get millions of views. Back many years ago, I had this theory that a lot of these people on these shows basically wanted the attention, so I did what any normal person would do and applied for Dr. Phil. I basically wanted to come off as the absolute worst person ever. But I was curious if the producers would take me seriously, because my thought process was I wanted to make it as over the top and fake as possible so that any producer who knew what they were doing wouldn't actually take it seriously. If they actually called me back, that would prove to me that they're actively looking for these kinds of people. And folks, they called me back.
Hi, Rose. How's it going? This is calling you from the Dr. Phil show, and I was calling you because I sent you an email on Friday, and I was wondering if you still need help from Dr. Phil.
And I couldn't believe it, quite frankly. So let that be an indicator of how seriously you should be taking Dr. Phil. At number 6, we have Leafy is here. Now, I know a lot of people typically don't tend to view Leafy as a reaction channel, but here's why I do. A lot of his content is simply him responding to a cringy kid or some situation of this person doing some weird thing. And as where a lot of reaction content is relatively harmless, Leafy's content really harmed some people. His viewers would find these original creators, they would harass them, and Leafy pretty much encouraged this kind of behavior. He cultivated the most toxic audience in YouTube, and while he may no longer be on the platform today, his videos serve as a warning call of what not to do. At number 5, we have a channel by the name of Reaction Time. And if you look through his recent content, 16-year-old black girl who hates her own race, Googling 10 things you should never Google, the most cursed skibbity toilet YouTube shorts. The dude has 14.6 million subscribers, and most of his recent videos can't crack 100K. I think if anything, this channel serves as a look into the future for these content creators. If they refuse to evolve or make content for their own, eventually somebody new will come along the way and replace them. Because really, what reason do you have to be loyal to one React channel versus all the other React channels? You don't. But if you have a personality, you make original content that people like, those people are much more likely to stick around. This dude seemed to peak on YouTube around 5 to 6 years ago. Even though the scene around him kind of made the same kind of content, people just kind of turned away. At number 4, we have Beast Reacts. Now, Mr. Beast is a well-beloved and popular YouTube creator But he runs channels like these in order to earn easy money and fund his bigger main channel videos. What I will say about this channel is that these videos definitely have a really high production value. You know, there are professional productions that kind of do sort of React style content, but I feel like this channel is as good as reaction videos can be. It isn't really that much better than the other React channels, but you know, Mr. Beast does know how to make a good video. At number 3, we have Pebble Cop. I'm mostly referring to the kind of shorts and TikToks that he's been posting recently, and these typically have an AI character, some of which have AI generated content, but truly the character is just cropped weird. Something about it just kind of feels off. But I will say the fact that an AI can successfully replicate this kind of content perfectly, I feel like that says more about the type of content that these creators make than anything else. There's gonna come a day where the AI robots are probably gonna replace us all, and the React channels are the first to go. They're already being incredibly lazy. All they have to do is sit down and film. But, you know, even that is too hard. So why not just get an AI and basically just pay somebody else to string the whole thing together? I could see a lot of these channels, when the technology gets just a little bit better, they're gonna adopt something like this. Folks, we live in a truly interesting state in YouTube content. All right, at number 2, we have the Fine Brothers. Now, the reason that the Fine Brothers are at number 2 is because they actually do something interesting. We'll watch the video, they'll have a bunch of people react to it, and then at the end, they'll have like kind of a conversation. They'll talk about the video that they just watched, and then they'll basically be like, what does this say about X? Or what points do you think that this made? Or what do you, like, they'll actually bring in some interesting comments. I feel like compared to these modern reaction channels, there really is something of value here. As much value as there really is to be had with this type of content. Finally, at number 1, how am I going to reward a number 1 when they're all trash? Guys, the number 1 React channel is me!
Gonna react to the reaction. Gonna start to gain some traction. I just found a viral TikTok. I see the ad, so I crop. I just got 1 million views. TikTok creator got another 2. That's how we do it on YouTube. AdSense cash through the roof.
And there we have it. Top 10 reaction channels. But folks, aren't we all just reaction channels? How much of YouTube is truly original? If you discuss TV shows, film, music, is that a reaction channel? If you're discussing another creator or their controversy, is that a reaction channel? If you play a video game on stream, is that reaction content? Are you reacting to the video game being played? What about the developers who made that game? Are you stealing their work? When you really boil down to it, most of YouTube content is reaction-based to some degree. What really matters is how we transform that content, how we make it our own. We don't pretend that we made something that we didn't, that we give proper credit. All of these things are so vital and essential for YouTubers to follow. At the end of the day, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it provided some sort of value to this. And no, I'm not going to mention